Wins away from another mark in history. The 2-seed Roadrunners will open Conference USA tournament play tomorrow in Houston against 7-seed Middle Tennessee in a double elimination tournament. The Roadrunners swept the Blue Raiders 3-0 earlier in the season with an RPI of 64. The Roadrunners feel they have the win this tournament to advance to the College World Series. Last year they didn't, losing in the finals, and that cost them a trip to Omaha.
Certainly, the guys on the team last year feel that way after we did make it to the finals last year. And so we're ready to do that again. We feel even better this year than we did this time last year. So if we were able to make it all the way to the finals last year, we feel like we can do that again now.
Oh, for sure. Just like last year, we had to go into the tournament and show that we belonged and that we can compete still against good teams at the end of the season. So just like last year, got to go and do our best, win some games.
I always like a player who's got that hat with all that sweat on it. I tell you, he's been working really hard this year. That's good stuff. UTSA will face Middle Tennessee once again tomorrow at 12:30 from Reckling Park on the Rice campus. Last night could have been the last game for LeBron James, and the Denver Nuggets are headed to the finals for the first time ever, sweeping LeBron and the Lakers. ABC's DeMarco Morgan has the highlights.
It's over! It's over!
This morning, the first ticket to the NBA Finals has been punched.
Denver makes history. The Nuggets are going to the NBA Finals.
The Denver Nuggets edging out the LA Lakers 113-111 to sweep the series and head to the finals for the first time in their franchise history.
On the inbound, Jokic drives and puts it up and in.
Denver star Nikola Jokic putting up 30 points.
Everybody will step up, and I think it's a collective effort. It's not just one guy.
But questions surrounding the future of Lakers superstar LeBron James. The 38-year-old poured in 40 points in the game.
James backs in using his strength. Couple of fakes, layup, shots good, and one.
Afterwards, he alluded to the possibility this could have been the last game of his career.
I had a lot to think about, to be honest, and just for me personally, going forward with the game of basketball, got a lot to think about.
Yeah, he does. We'll see how that goes. That was ABC's DeMarco Morgan reporting. Now, the Nuggets are finals bound. They're waiting to see who they're going to play. It'll either be one of those two teams, the Heat or the Celtics. They face off for Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Finals right now. Miami leads that series 3-0 because there will be another sweep in the Western Conference Finals and in the Eastern Conference Finals. You can see tip-off is tonight at 7:30. Felt really good for the Nuggets. Remember when the Spurs got into the finals? They were an old ABA team, got into the NBA, and finally made it to the finals. Now the Nuggets, I think it's been 40-something years since they've been in there.
I have to say, correct me if I'm wrong, but I can't think of another time that the Lakers were swept.
That's a good question. In the Western Conference Finals?
I don't think so.
Sorry, LeBron.
We're not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Okay. A local heart surgery patient undergoing life-saving treatment made possible by a robot. How she says the procedure gave her life back.
And how'd you sleep last night? Good? Bad? Not so good? For a lot of people, the quality of their sleep isn't good and can be a combination of things interfering with getting a full night of rest. Today at 5, 12 on your size, Marilyn Moore is going to share the supplements you can pick up the next time you're at the pharmacy that studies have found can improve the quality of your sleep.
SA Live is downtown at historic Market Square. Do you have your own Loteria card yet?
Not yet. I might get it pretty soon.
Look at that. Got a little baby.
Oh.
Precious. There's a lady that makes these Loteria cards, and we've got her adorable baby as well. And maybe she'll make one for you. I'd like one.
I just like to take a nap like the little baby.
Oh.
I need one of those.
It has been 20 years now, and police in Shirt still don't know who killed 55-year-old Samuel Fonstill. He was shot and killed on May 22nd, 2003. His father says he thinks about his son every day and would like closure by finding the person responsible. You can call the Guadalupe County Crime Stoppers if you have any information. The phone number 877-403-8477. Meantime, a renewed effort to find the killer of 22-year-old Joseph Vanales could end up with a big payday for somebody. 2 rewards for information leading to the arrest of the killer are being offered, totaling $30,000. Vanales died on April 15th when he was shot in the head. He was on his way home from a military ball. It was done apparently by another driver. A driver was in a dark-colored sports car with a loud exhaust. They think it might be a Nissan 350Z or 370Z. Crime Stoppers offering up to $5,000. The Army Criminal Investigation Division offering another $25,000. You can call the Army CID at 210-221-1050 or Crime Stoppers at 210-224-STOP if you have any information.
Overseas, German prosecutors say criminal procedure measures are taking place right now in Portugal in a renewed search for missing British girl Madeleine McCann. The 3-year-old vanished in southern Portugal back in 2007 while on vacation with her parents. Now, based on a new tip, investigators from 3 countries are combing through a wooded area around a remote reservoir to look for evidence that might explain what happened to her. Wilkes police divers and speedboats are at the site of the new search. Sources have told CNN affiliate CNN Portugal that the focus of the search is not underwater. A potentially dangerous situation in Washington, D.C. last night when authorities say a driver used a rented U-Haul truck to crash into a security barrier near the White House. ABC's Alexis Christophorous has more.
Law enforcement tells ABC News the driver of the U-Haul, identified as 19-year-old Cy Kandula, traveled from St. Louis to Dulles, where he rented the truck and drove to the White House. Witnesses saw the box truck speeding down D.C. streets just before 10 p.m. Then the driver crashed into a section of security barriers on the north side of Lafayette Square, across from the White House.
And the truck cut right in front of the path that I was going to take onto the sidewalk. So this was probably no more than 25 feet in front of me.
The truck then hit the barricades a second time.
Thought maybe it was just an accident, and then the U-Haul backed up and rammed it again.
After ramming the barrier, authorities say Kandula got out of the truck and began waving a flag with what appeared to be a swastika on it. And that's when officers from the U.S. Park Police detained him. The Secret Service cordoned off a multi-block perimeter surrounding the White House and the park. A bomb-detecting robot was used to sweep the rental truck, but no explosives were found. Sources tell ABC News the FBI interviewed Kandula and told law enforcement he wanted to seize power, take over the government, and kill the president. Authorities are also looking at Kandula's mental health as part of the investigation. Kandula is facing 5 charges, including assault with a dangerous weapon and threatening the president. No one was injured during the incident. Alexis Christophorous, ABC News, New York.
Going to take a live look outside with Live Cam. It's a pretty day out there, not for your hair, but you know, get out there, enjoy this fresh air.
I was enjoying those low energy bills for a while, not for much longer. It feels as though we're kind of turning the corner right into the heat, and it certainly will be hot the rest of this week. And that is the case for a large portion of the country, too. We're not the hottest place in the United States. You got to go to Phoenix for that. It's 90 there right now, mid-80s in Florida. The cool stuff is up in Portland and Seattle, places that were baking last week, but have seen some cooler weather now. 54 Seattle, 55 Portland, 58 right now in Boise. Here in Texas, most of us are baking, with the exception being Amarillo. They're underneath cloud deck this afternoon, still at 65 there. That's not half bad for late May. You can see the clouds up there. Not a lot of rain, and we're not seeing a lot other than a few showers south and east of Dallas. As far as our rain chances tonight, yet we do have some, but it's all going to depend on what develops off to our north and west. So there is a small chance we could see a few storms affecting our area a little bit later overnight. Don't be surprised if you hear a rumble of thunder, although I think the odds of that are pretty low. The extended forecast, we talked about this earlier. We'll see mid-80s going through the end of the week into the weekend. Coming up, we've got an anniversary to talk about, the big flood there from back in 2015. We'll have more on that for you coming up in just a few minutes, guys.
Thanks, Justin. Crews had a tough time getting this unwelcome guest to leave their Texas neighborhood. How they were finally able to haul off a 1,200-pound alligator.
And it is a new way to perform heart surgery using a robot. Why doctors say it results in quicker recovery times for patients.
The CDC reporting that in 2021, about 695,000 people in the U.S. died from heart disease. That's 1 in every 5 deaths.
For more severe cases of heart disease, open heart surgery may be necessary, but What if there were an easier way, a less invasive, less painful, and faster way?
Max Massey spoke with one of the first members of our community who got robotic heart surgery.
I had pain. I was already having pain to my neck, and I would be driving and I would have just pain right here and then in my back, So it was shocking.
Meet Sandra, a friendly, charismatic, and kind woman. Everything seemed under control until she learned a terrifying situation had developed. Blockage in her artery.
At first they didn't exactly know, they just knew I had blockage, and they told me that I had a major blockage that was 75. But when they did that first procedure in the latter part of December, it ended up being 90.
Sandra learned her artery was 90% blocked. That was the moment everything changed.
They told my family, because I was still kind of like knocked out, and that I was a good candidate for the robotic. And they explained it for me. The first real moments were a shock. I cried.
It's news no one wants to hear.
You have plans and then you get sick, and you have the fact of almost losing your life, that you might lose your life.
But then comes Dr. Ford and Methodist Texan, and this Da Vinci robot system.
I was crying and emotional, upset.
The doctors use this robot to potentially save Sandra's life.
It's because of the minimally invasive approach. You know, you can go in through the side of the lung between the ribs. You're not having to crack the chest and open up the sternum.
Sandra is so happy, so optimistic, and she says now, thanks to this revolutionary technology, she can enjoy her new lease on life.
You know, I went through a lot of suffering and pain, but I got my life back.
It's amazing for Texan and for South Texas. We are the only hospital in the division, within Methodist Division, that is performing robotic surgeries using the Da Vinci robot.
As for Sandra, after surgery just a couple months ago, she's ready to enjoy what she has.
Getting out there and enjoying and spending more time with my family, just enjoying life, taking a new vacation.
Interesting advancement in modern medicine.
Yes, it is. And what would we do without the technology that Justin Horn has at his fingertips?
Gets better and better every day.
Yeah, it does.
We're still not perfect, but hopefully the forecasts are getting better and better with technology, that's for sure. 83 degrees so far today. 88 is the average high. So we'll be probably right about average. The record is 99, set back in 1996. The low this morning was 69. Didn't get that cool. And we've got some warmer mornings ahead with all this moisture in place. A look at that 7-day forecast once again coming up.
I don't know who measured this creature, but they measured it from here to here, and they said it's 11 feet long. That's a pretty long alligator roaming around a Houston suburb.
That's long enough.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ooh.
Big old fella. Neighborhood in Missouri City spotting that in the middle of the night. They called police, and officers had to call in a wrecker truck to help haul in the 1,200-pound gator to get it out of the area. Ooh. The trapper estimates the gator is, again, a little more than 11 feet long, about 85 years old, and apparently still has a lot of life left in him because he's fighting back.
He kept throwing the rope off, throwing the towel off, snapping his jaws at me, swinging his tail at me. But an alligator this easy could knock my leg off real easy.
Yeah, that's how you know they're really mad and hungry. Experts tell us this time of year is normally mating season, so males become more territorial and they start to wander off into new areas.
The trapper says the gator will be taken to Gator Country Rescue Park, so he'll have a nice place to retire and live out his older years. He's only 80, what, 85?
85.
Yeah, he's only 85. I mean, you know, how many more years you got? Probably another.
I didn't know they had alligator rescues.
Yeah. Apparently in
Didn't
Houston.
know you needed them.
Probably need one in Houston, down there in the bayou where they, well, come on.
Come on.
You're from Louisiana.
Look who you're talking to.
That whole state is an alligator rescue. That in Florida.
My man just wanted to go for a midnight stroll. Yeah. He's minding his own business.
He was. He was out for a stroll.
Well, I'm glad he has a nice place to retire. It's good for him. Okay, we got to go back in time, guys. 8 years. We all remember this day. This is when the Blanco River rose from 5 feet to 41 feet in 4 hours. Just incredible. I was working that night. I remember it vividly, watching the water rise in the Blanco River, and I honestly could not believe my eyes. I thought the gauge was broken, but the river just rose an extraordinary amount after about 10 inches of rain fell in the hill country, and this was the end result. It was a very, very rough night. Unfortunately, 13 people lost their lives in this flood because it came so suddenly, and a lot of damage and devastation there around the city of Wimberley, if you remember that, in 2015. So that's been 8 years ago today. And I bring this up because it's a good reminder that flash floods can happen here, and we know what they can do. And we've been through a couple of dry years now. We're moving back towards more of an El Nino type pattern. And we know that a flash flood, a lot of times that's how we end our droughts, are with flash floods. We've got to be so very careful. It's one of the biggest threats we have here in South Central Texas. Thankfully, there are not any floods in the forecast coming up. We do have some small rain chances Tuesday night and Wednesday night, tonight and Wednesday night, but they're not huge rain chances. As we said earlier, we're watching what's going on up here in parts of the Texas Panhandle. Now, this is 5 o'clock. This is the future radar, and it's showing some storms gathering here and then working as a cluster, a complex of storms towards central Texas. Now, the way the upper level winds are, this probably scrapes us, just maybe brings a few showers and storms to the hill country, just to the north of San Antonio. But this model does show a couple showers or storms trying to move in early tomorrow morning. We'll certainly keep an eye on it. I think at this point, this complex of storms is dying down, so the severe weather risk will really be starting to kind of go away at this point. But it is definitely worth watching, and that'll be the case again Wednesday night into Thursday morning. Same situation. We get storms out across West Texas. They travel hundreds of miles in this kind of pattern down into our neck of the woods. So this is the latest from the weather prediction, or I should say the Storm Prediction Center, for the risk for severe weather tonight. And it really is just the hill country, and I think we're just kind of on the fringes here. I don't think that the severe weather is going to be a big problem just because that storm system will be dying down, but we do need to pass that along. 83 right now, partly cloudy. Dew point is at 69, very humid out there. We've got some fair weather cumulus clouds building, but nothing that's producing any rain. 81 Kerrville, 83 San Antonio, 86 in Kennedy, and mid-80s here around San Antonio at this hour. We'll top out near 89. There will be some 90s on the map, I think, today, and the feels like number is going to be in the low to mid-90s just because humidity is higher than it was yesterday. So there is a heat index to contend with. 88 tomorrow. We'll put in a 20% chance of rain early to account for some of those storms coming out of West Texas. That's the case again on Thursday. And then I think Friday, Saturday, Sunday are generally pretty quiet. Memorial Day does bring some rain chances back into play, 20% by Monday afternoon. We'll be right back.
We're going to be real quiet because we don't want to wake the baby. I was wondering why you were whispering there for a second. So
there's a baby on the set.
The baby is sleeping, I think so.
Sleeping and growing, probably.
Indeed. And speaking of growing, do you have a green thumb? If you do, we're going to tell you how to win some money.
Yes, if it looks like a shirt, for sure. All right. Stephen Lucky with Gardovia Gardens is here. And if somebody's got a garden growing at this point, tell them what they can win.
They can win $500 with the Spring Grow-a-thon. Like my mom used to tell me, grow big and grow home.
Ah, I like that. Yes. And we'll tell you about how you can get a discount as well. Did you know it is National Turtle Day?
I can see turtles?
Yes. So can Jen Strosky out there at SeaWorld. What's up, Jen?
Hey, yes, we're celebrating World Turtle Day here at SeaWorld. The Turtle Reef is where we're at, and wow, getting up close with these beautiful animals. We're going to learn some fun facts, and I may even be able to help with the feeding. I'm really excited about this. Back to you guys.
And experience the world's most immersive VR platform. I take you inside a brand new virtual reality gameplay and active socializing venue where you can fight zombies, pirates, and more.
And then we are going to meet a local artist who at one time did 900 little works of art in just 3 weeks, and also did some of these beautiful works of art behind us right now. Plus, we're going to take you out to Mornings in Wonderland and tell you about the Mac. Really, really neat concept out there.
All that and more when SA Live continues in just a few.